All right, moving on to question number 4. So question number 4 says, based on tables 1 and 2, the polyol in the solution that had the smallest temperature change over the 6-second period had a relative sweetness of what? So this question type I kind of like to call cross analysis. The reason why is because it tells you to look at tables 1 and 2. And the ACT will be clear about that. A lot of the times when it wants you to look at multiple graphs, so it wants you to, take information from one graph and then use that information to find something from another graph, it'll tell you. It'll say based on figures 1 and 2 or based on tables 1 and 2. That's how you know you're going to be looking at both of those tables. So make sure, you keep that in mind. And we're looking for the one that had the smallest temperature change. So why don't we start with table 1? All right, why don't we start with table 1? Because table 1 is going to show us the temperature change, right? And let's take a look at which one had the smallest temperature change. So just look at the first number and look at the bottom number. Look at the first number, look at the bottom number. Look at the first number, look at the bottom number. Just keep going. See which one had the smallest amount of change. So xylitol went from 37 to 24. That's pretty big. Maltitol went from 37 to 31. All right, so xylitol is off the list. We're not going to be looking at that one because maltitol is smaller. Erythritol went from 37 to 25. All right, so maltitol is still the dub. And then isomalt went from 37 to 34. So this one only had a temperature change of -3, whereas this one had one of -6. Therefore, our smallest temperature change is going to be isomalt. All right. Again, it said the one with the smallest temperature change for question number 4. So we've identified isomalt as the one with the smallest temperature change. Remember what the question said, though. The question is asking us for the relative sweetness of the compound that had the smallest temperature change. So again, that was isomalt. So we look at this table here now. We look at table 2, and we find relative sweetness, which is right here. Isomalt had a relative sweetness of 0.4. Therefore, our answer is answer choice F. And that is how you do this question. Again, they will tell you when you need to look at both graphs. Typically, you'll look at one graph, get some information off of that. Here, what we did was we used the table 1 to find the compound that had the smallest temperature change. Then we looked at table 2 to find the relative sweetness. And then we got F as our answer. So that's how you do question number 4.